How you doing?
Nerd alert! Nerd alert!
Hello everyone, this is Damien from DSLRnerd.com. For your pleasure this evening, I am reviewing two Canon camcorders, the Vixia HF-M500 versus the Vixia HF-R300. They both do not have any sort of internal storage. They both require SD cards. And with 64 on the very max setting on both of these cameras, you'll probably get a good 6 hours of 1080p recording. I think maybe up to 8. The one on the right, the R300, still sells for about $250, which is what I picked it up for. The one on the left, the M500, is about $350 right now. I had like a $75 credit coming from Adorama, so I basically knocked that down to like $260 or $280. The M500 has several features that are really worth the upgrade. For one thing, it's got a 1/3 CCD sensor, which is pretty on par with more the prosumer camcorders that Canon's offering. I believe there's a G15 that has a lens hood kind of built onto it and such. I think they have the same sensor. A 1/3 versus the R300's 1/4 CCD sensor. So that means that the one on the left, the M500, is going to perform better in low light. All right, let's start at the front of both these camcorders. One of them, the R300, you have to hit the little switch to open and close the lens cover on the R300, but on the M500, just powering up will open her up. The R300 is powered on with a switch all the way at the back here, and the M500 is powered on with the switch at the top left. Both of them take the same type of battery. The battery lock for the R300 is located underneath the camcorder. The battery lock for the M500 is located inside the screen once it's opened. So this is the battery that came with the M500, and this is the $100 Canon battery that you can get. I would say there's got to be probably $30 knockoffs of this running around, so do a little research. So these batteries are interchangeable. Should you have both of these cameras, power them back on here. Both screens of the M500 and the R300 are the same size. You can see how blue the M500 is compared to the R300, probably because I have the R300 on a manual setting, and I have not changed any settings on the M500, but you do have to be careful not to catch too much blue in these camcorders. Now, as you can see, I do have a audio level going on the R300, and I don't see any kind of automatic audio level on the M500. So you want to hit the home button on these, and it takes you into this menu here, and you can go into main functions, camera mode, record standard. So let's go to camera mode. I've got it in auto. Let's go to manual. That's what I have the other one in, and it looks better. So let's stay on manual there. It's still a little blue, so you could go in and correct that, I'm sure. I think I want mic level. The mic's level on auto. Okay, so you have to go in and hit this auto level indicator on the M500 to get the levels going. That's the dumbest thing I've ever seen. Just give us the levels. Thanks. So I'm going to leave it on automatic for now. Manual is what you'd set it on if you had a mic going in. Because many of the features are the same in both cameras, I'm not going to go through the entire manual with all the different features, but basically this is a video comparing the two, so you can find out what these do and what they're capable of. Certainly the M5 does have this Canon utility mount here that you can put Canon microphones and I think a Canon light on, but you'll need an adapter to change this from the Canon version to a standard cold shoe. So that's one thing that the R300 does not have, is doesn't have any kind of accessory shoe anywhere. The number one reason why I upgraded from the R300 to the M500 is there are no threads to mount any kind of wide angle or telephoto lens or filter on the R300. The M500 does have threads. The M500 shoots 2 megapixel stills. Whoop-de-freaking do. That appears to be a flash, but I don't know because I haven't read the manual. The M500 is a little bit bigger and wider. The SD card of the M500 is located in a really stupid location. So it's tucked up in there on an angle. The SD card on the R300 is located inside the flap here, right there. Whereas the M500's is really tighter. This feels smooth. I can do this easily, and this takes more effort. So I've got footage running on both cameras, the M500 and the R300. I can definitely see that the M500 has a sharper, crisper picture than the R300. The R300 looks to me a little muddy. It looks to me a little color poor, like a little desaturated. And right now I'm really loving the image I'm seeing on the M500. The R300 has a wider lens on it than the M500. Right now you're looking at footage with both the M500 and the R300 in about the same angles, slightly different angles. I'm definitely seeing that the R300 has a wider lens on it. The R300 has a 32x optical zoom and the M500 only has a 10x optical zoom. You can always attach a telephoto lens to the 43mm diameter filter ring on the front of the M500. So let's get down to some really low light and see what happens. That looks really cool. From what I see on the back of the screen anyway, on the M500 is really kicking the R300's ass in tone. So right now I do have both cameras on full auto mode. The M500 is clearly better in low light. In cameras that you're talking about the difference between $250 for the R300 and $350 for the M500, it's definitely worth $100 more to get this better optics. So with the light back up, let's see the difference between the M500 on the left and the R300. You can't really tell much difference in good lighting with the R300. So given proper lighting, it does look like it adjusts automatically pretty well. So let's zoom in for a little macro test here. These camcorders do focus very well in macro situations, I think. They both get pretty close to their subject. The one upgrade to the M500 is the automatic screen. The next thing is that it's a 1/3 CCD versus a 1/4, so it's better in low light. It has the utility connector at the top. And one final glorious thing about it is you can use this little guy for the M500. I think this was $10. So you hit the home button, then you select other settings, then you select the wrench and go down to if you have headphones, you have to turn on AV headphones, and if you want wireless remote control, you have to hit that. Now, I don't find it too hard to tap these with my fingernail, but maybe if you've got giant Hulk Hogan hands, the stylus might help you achieve more pinpoint accuracy. Thank you for watching this video. If you like this content, please subscribe. Come to my blog at dslrnerd.com.